All right, welcome back, everyone. We are back live from the 2019 39th Annual VNEA World Pool Championships. We are at the Ballys Hotel and Casino in the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're about to watch a women's Masters Seaside match. So I'll just try to get these comments loaded up on the Facebook and the YouTube so I can follow along with you guys. All right, sorry guys, just had to turn down my volume there and give some directions on how one of these ladies can find this match. Apparently we got some family wants to watch. A daughter and a father, which is the best thing about what we do. Lord, this is actually Ben Francis on the mic right now. Grant is currently still resting. He had a long day yesterday. He's been putting in a lot of hours, so I told him to sleep in. I got the day off today, so you guys will be stuck with me all day. So we're watching Jessica on the left-hand table. She is the owner of one-of-a-kind billiard supply. If you ever happen to be at one of the events she's at, tell her Q Sports Live sent you. If it's frozen, Dale, just try backing out and going back in. Close the app, restart it. If that doesn't work, go to the YouTube. The feed is a little better on the YouTube channel. Facebook is currently going through some updates, I believe, so it's been kicking people off of the stream all week. Jessica with some great shape on the 6. All she needs to do is stop this in, shoot the 8, complete the run out of the first rack of the match. And thank you for sharing that, Brent. There's the link to the YouTube if you guys are watching on Facebook. Indeed, Lord. Scythe Sharknado does not play until tomorrow morning. That's a 10-1 win for which is which. Pretty nice way to start the match with the break and run. And in between frames here, I will flash up some of our ads in between shots while they're thinking about their next move. Bob Danielson Custom Cues, guys. Check him out online, bdcuesandcomics.com. So it looks like she will play this 13-14 combination into the bottom left. I'm going to try to get some shape on something here. It's not a given. This 3-ball nearly got in play. That's a great shot. All she has to do here now is a stop shot. Shoot the 15 in the side. The 8-ball will be a little bit tough, though. From this vantage point, I believe the 8 only passes in the right-hand side. Well, as long as you knew it was me. I know we have some similar voices, so. Tony, the men's Masters final will be played at approximately 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow afternoon, if everything goes to schedule. Oh, that is a crushing break on the left. Has she made a ball, though? I don't think so. Don't think so. We'll see bad girls get to the table here on the left. Oh, so possibly this 8 passes the 1. It definitely does not. So I'm not sure what she was attempting there. Maybe just trying to hold and play the cut in the top left. It's a tricky little shot there to try to hold it. And that's a fairly big error from the bad girls player there. Followed that ball in the pocket. So we are on games 2 and 3 now. I will just write it as 3. Sort of fits on our scoreboard a little better that way. It's going great today. JB wants to know how Lord's Day is going. Excuse me, guys. Well, awesome compliment there, Sarah. We greatly appreciate that. If you could take a moment at some point, send a message to the VNEA page. Let them know how much you loved our coverage. The great stream and commentary. That'll go a long way to getting us back here next year to give you guys some more coverage. What's up, TJ? Gulliver in the house. So good chance for which is which at both tables here. Trying to clean up on the right for a 10-7 win. Just a few more low balls and the 8. And they all look pretty easy from here. I think I shoot the 1, then the 2, then the 6, then the 4, then the 8 would be the ideal path, but tough either way. I should say not that tough either way. Awesome, Michael. Appreciate that. You made it very easy for me to commentate that match. You played unbelievable. That was a lot of fun to watch. We'd love to do the APA event too. I'm sure we'll be getting some questions. If you guys know any tournaments out there that you'd like us to stream, definitely mention it to the tournament director, coordinator, organizer, the people in charge. Let them know we are available. We will travel near and far. I heard there were some trolls on here last night, JB. Every once in a while you get a few haters, you know? Unavoidable. So it looks like she'll shoot the 6, then the 4. Just a little stop shot here. Don't want to try to do too much with the cue ball if you don't have to. Well, she said, I'll do what I want with the cue ball. She drew back for perfect shape in the side on the 2. That was a great shot. Yeah, great shot on the left as well, but a tricky little cut shot on this 3 now, and position to the 5 is not easy. Fairly natural to just crash into the 9 there, in which case it would be tough to get a shot, so we'll see what she chooses. She may have to play this with a lot of running siding. Try to miss the 9 and the 5 and take the cut on the 5. Sometimes you just have to take what the table gives you here. And try to get too perfect on that 5 ball and you might run into some trouble. She came with the power draw, very nice. A little further than she would have liked, but that 8's nice and close to the side, so I don't think she'll have a problem here. For all of you out there that are having problems on the Facebook feed, you can switch over to our YouTube channel. We have a pretty seamless stream going there. Facebook is doing some updates, so it has been kicking people off, myself included. 8 ball on the side for a 10-7 win for which is which. And this 5 ball with the 8 in the side next will be another big win. Drop this 8 in the side for a 10-0. These 10-0s are gigantic. That's all it takes is 1 or 2 JB and they'll feed off each other. I know the feeling. I've seen it too many times. So let's see if she can roll this 8 in, complete the 10-0. And she does just that. So a 10-0 for which is which. That'll make it 30-8. We'll run a couple of quick ads while we're waiting for the next rack to be broken. We got the Sure Shot Billiards Q site. Check that out online, sureshotbilliardsite.com. Really neat little device for training. We'll show you if you're twisting your wrist, dropping your elbow, stuff like that. Also helps with aiming, fits right on the ferrule of your cue. Very genius little invention. And Mike Burton, home team. I believe you guys got to see Team Spain play a little last night. Great guys, great players, and the best in the business at what they do. So if you're looking at buying or selling in the Calgary area or getting a mortgage, you can look them up, or you can send us a message and we'll give you all their contact info. So I believe we're currently on games 4 and 5 now in this 16-game format. And scratch on the break on the right. Give bad girls a good opportunity to get on the board here, and they need to get a win on the board. This is a very short format. 16 games, only 4 women per team. It doesn't take a lot for one team to run away with it. A dry break on the left will bring which is which to the table. I believe we have Jessica approaching the table here. And absolutely Charles, yeah. Sometimes you got to go back and watch it. It is a little harder to see on the screen on your phone than it is from the table view. But it was indeed a good hit. So Jessica is going to try to run out these stripes because they all have a pocket without needing to move any balls, which is always ideal in 8-ball. If you don't have to move any balls, it's your best bet. As soon as you start bumping balls, they can get in trouble. So I believe it's the 12 ball by the red 3 there on the left. That ball should lead her to the 9 ball on the side. She's looking at getting short side on this 15 to shoot the 15 in the bottom right. That's really her only troubled ball. She's going to try to deal with it right now. She's overhit this by quite a bit. She may have to play it in the side now, which is okay, but she'll lose the cue ball a bit. And it looks like Facebook is steadily kicking everyone off. We're down to 62 from we had 100 at one point. So if you guys want to go over to our YouTube channel, it's seamless over there. Facebook's having some problems, doing some updates, I believe. She rolled that in the side. She had two-way intentions there, I believe. And she has left the shot on the 6. This is not an easy table for the solid balls. With the 4 ball in a bad spot, and the 2 is sort of in a bad spot as well. She can open with the 6. That is one of her troubled balls. Play the 6 into the bottom left will require a little bit of possibly a jacked up stroke to avoid the scratch. Sky in Edmonton is yellow today. I heard it's a little smoky. In Alberta. Let's see. She definitely doesn't like the shot on the 6. It is a little bit tricky. You have to watch that scratch in the bottom right. And she did well there to avoid the scratch, but she didn't get any position on the 5 or the 3 like she was hoping. So she'll need to try to find a safety here. I don't believe there's any real available pot on a ball here unless you were to kick. So she's eyeing up where to leave the cue ball near the 1. And so a nice little move there that I use quite often is put the chalk on the rail where you want the cue ball to be, so you have an extra aiming point other than the diamonds. You'll see a lot of good players do that. They'll go over and they'll put the chalk on like an aiming line, stuff like that. Kevin, Grant's match last night, they lost to the Alaskan team. That team from Alaska is a fantastic team. Good little shot there. Didn't sell out a shot. I don't think there's any real available pot here other than possibly a bank on the 12 on the side. And a smart shot because she's put the 15 into a bad spot here. Well, she can see this to cut it in. I believe it's the 10 ball up there. And she's overcut it. She's tied up the 7. What's up, Teresa? Kevin Coleman, I'm doing good too. Thanks for asking. Hello, Rob. Thanks for tuning in. Isn't that a foul placing chalk on a line? No, only if you put it on the surface of the table. You can put the chalk anywhere on the rail you like. There is definitely no rule against that. Looks like she's going to try to play this 1 ball on the left-hand table there. No, she's playing safe again. Another containing safe. I believe 1 ball's rolled a little far. She may have the 15 now. If not, she definitely has the 9 in the side. If she can see the 15, we'll see her play that. Award's a little easier position than the 9. So she could possibly shape up the 11 here. She'll shoot the 11 and try to develop that 10 ball. I believe she has the window through to the 11. Past the 8-4. Daniel, no. It could never be considered a measuring device. Because literally I could just chalk my cue and then put the chalk down on the rail. Which players do all the time. But you're on to something there, Daniel. There is a rule around measuring device. And trust me, I have checked the rules. Nowhere in the rules does it say anything about putting the chalk on the rail. As long as it's not on the green part of the rail, I believe that could be considered a foul. If it's on the wood of the rail, that's where the chalk always is. So it wouldn't really matter where I put it. Looks like Jessica's got just enough of this 10 to cut it in. She's going to have to miss the 4-7 to get shape here. She did well. She did really well. Now all that's left is shape up that 8 ball, which is no walk in the park either. Daniel, you got it all wrong, buddy. That's not cheating. That's the farthest thing from cheating. Putting the chalk on the rail, I don't know how you would ever consider that cheating. Having the chalk on the rail is no different than where the diamonds are. You can aim at a diamond. That wouldn't be considered cheating. And yes, marking the table is against the rules, not placing the chalk on the rail. That's just being clever. Exactly, Lord Scythe. And yeah, there you go. We got a ref in the house on the YouTube channel. Wayne Knight says some players will use the chalk to line up for a kick shot. I've seen players use the chalk for that as well. And yeah, Daniel, I'm not talking about marking the table or marking the rail with the chalk. I'm just talking about putting the chalk on the wood of the rail. Like, see on the right-hand table where the chalk is on the top left? You could use that as an aiming point. But trust me, guys, I know the rules fairly well. Wayne Knight knows the rules fairly well. And yeah, APA has some much different rules as well. Anyway, back to the pool. Just thought I'd throw a little tidbit of info there. Great shot on the right. Broke out the 3 perfectly. So let's see if she shapes the 1 here, or the 5. I like trying to shape the 1. And Daniel, trust me, it would never be obvious if I just chalk my cue and then put the chalk down on the rail where it always is. Anyway, that conversation is long done. Looks like she shaped the 5 here. So getting to the 1 will require a good stroke. She would prefer to be shooting the 1 first here. I don't know if she can see by this 13 to play the pot. Not the best shot on the left. That'll give Jessica a good chance to make this 8 ball on the second try. No worries, exactly, Daniel. No worries. Just little tidbits of information I'll throw out here and there. You guys can agree or disagree. That's okay. I don't expect everyone to agree with all of my perspectives. And Jessica just missed that 8 ball. Just overcut it by a hair. Caught too much of the rail. Didn't slop in there. It's another chance for bad girls here on both tables. Try to catch up this score line a little bit. Oh no. I feel like that was a bit of a nerve shot that she played there because she well overcut that one. It's easy to be nervous in these situations. I would never blame someone for missing balls in these situations. It's very, very tough to play under the pressure of win or go home. Then you add in the stream and possibly some family watching can add some nerves as well. That's a 10-1 win for which is which. And so now we are on games 5 and 6. Luke, it probably did. And I apologize if any of you guys seen that out there. That's not a good way to act. Let my frustrations get the better of me on that shot. Joe Mo, you are not allowed to lay the cue on the table and walk around. And Ryan actually brings up a good point. He says, what do you think about a player trying to line up the tangent, places their tip near the object ball, and that leaves a chalk mark on the table? I've actually called players out for this before. Marking the table is definitely illegal. You cannot mark the table. Well, this 8-ball for which is which, that'll give them the first 5 wins. Al Fraser, I'm not sure why Facebook is kicking people off, but the stream seems to be pretty seamless on the YouTube channel. So if you're having problems on Facebook, go ahead, switch on over to our YouTube. That's a 10-6 win for which is which there. I'll make this 40-15. Sorry, 50-15. Correction. And so here JB brings up a good point. He says, I'd rather not have chalk on the table because it can be a distraction. I like having my own chalk on the table. If there's 2 pieces of chalk on the table, I can't stand it. And there's a lot of big tournaments around the world that require you to remove your chalk from the table when it is no longer your turn, which is one of my favorite rules. Then I don't have to keep moving it out of my way. Michael, we've had some really good success with Facebook. It's just every once in a while when they do these updates, they don't shut down to do the updates, so it is a little more difficult for them to get everything done, and that's where you see things like these glitches kicking people off. But yes, absolutely, YouTube is made for videos. Facebook is not yet, but they are getting there. Oh, these ladies are crushing these breaks. Jim wants to know, when playing safety, the older rule was you had to say the word safety. If you used any other phrase like no collared shot, then your opponent can make you keep shooting. Is this still the case? It is still the case. You do have to call safety if you are playing safety. Calling just a shot or no call, stuff like that can be confused with the language barrier, seeing how this is an international tournament. So they've made it so that you do need to call safety, and that way that every different language from all the different countries in this tournament, they all know what safety means. There you go. It's not an update, it's an issue with their internal network. That was something we were informed of too, that it was most likely a virus or a hacker or a bug or something. Twitch is a much better platform for streaming. The flaw with Twitch is that the volume of people seeing it is not nearly as much as Facebook and YouTube. These are 7-foot tables, 3.5 by 7. Oh, that's a really big missed 8 ball on the left. They needed that one. And yes, Art, it'll be different in different tournaments. In this tournament, they do require you to call safety because of the language barrier. And so here's our issue with Twitch is that we'd really only get the diehards watching on there. So we put it on Facebook and YouTube in the hopes that we get people who don't watch pool to watch pool. And eventually we'll get numbers up high enough, viewing numbers high enough that we can go to some bigger companies for advertising and we can start growing this game the way it needs to. Start adding some money to tournaments, which we do have a big added money tournament coming up that we will be releasing the details in the next few days. And yes, like Michael said, Twitch caters to gaming, so it doesn't get much non-gaming traffic. That would be our same kind of issue, is we want to get as much traffic as we can. And so, Jim, it's sort of one of those things where if your opponent knows what you're doing and they call you on something cheesy like that, like using the wrong phrase, that's just bad etiquette. Is the 6 going to get back in the game? It looks like it's going to. Look at this. Wowzers. This will require a one-rail kick towards the bottom right corner. There you go, Ted. Save up your pennies. Missed kick shot, ball in hand for which is which to clean those last 5 balls up in the 8 for a 10-7 win. Just planning the attack there. Trying to figure out the simplest and highest percentage way to run out those 5 balls and the 8. And this is a good shot. 5 ball next. Possibly the 6 and the 7 in the side. Well, pretty good look on the right table here as well. Stun on green. You got it right, Pale. Stun this green ball in. Shoot the 7 in the right-hand side. Stop shot that. Shoot the 8 in the bottom left. Oh, she's got different plans. This works just as well. It's really all just a preference at this point. Nice confident stroke there. Really well struck. What's up, Ricky Dansberger? Let's see, looks like she'll play a low English shot here. A draw for the 8 in the bottom left. Just a few inches of draw here will do. Oh, she liked going to the rail and back out. That works as well. Some of the angles look a little different from back here, and from our perspective, than what they would look like when you're at the table. So it's a little tougher. She looked like she was a little straight in there, but she did have quite a bit of angle, so tough to predict drawing to the rail and back out. See if she can stay down. Keep everything still to pot this 8. And she did well. That's a 10-7 win for which is which. They've built quite the lead here, 38 points. I believe we are on games 6 and 7 now. What's up, Ed Cooper Jr.? Welcome. I like that, Ricky. Stop the marble. We decided we're not going to call it a marble. I'm just going to keep calling it the cue ball. Or the white ball. You will never hear me call it the rock. But you may hear a voice similar to mine call it the rock. Well, let's see what bad girls can do here. They need to start putting some wins up. 38 points down, nearly halfway through the match. Which is looking at running away with this one. And so the loser of this match will go out in, I believe, the 8th place position. The winner will play again at 2 o'clock versus Serendipity, which was a team we saw on this table last match. Nice break on the left. Very good contact. Nice spread. The balls have tied up a little bit on this bottom right with the 2-1-9. That'll definitely be a problem. And yes, Michael, I know rock is popular in the West Coast, in the USA. It is definitely more of an American saying than a Canadian saying. But we do have a American washed member of the CSL crew. Grant Zemp spent a lot of his childhood in the US of A, so he has picked up some of the slang. You'll hear him say y'all a lot. And call the cue ball the rock. Definitely a really bad name for a basketball, Ed. The rock. That's not such a bad name for the cue ball because technically it is sort of like a rock. Yes, Michael. Open after the break in VNEA. That is correct. It is open. And yes, rocks are used in curling, not pool. Very good, Jarrett. Lord, the tables are 3.5 by 7. These are 3.5 by 7 valley tables. These are the flat cats, as they're referred to. And the flat refers to the metal trim and the rubber around the pockets being flat with the rail. They used to stick up about an inch. Are we planning to add the ability to draw on the screen? Absolutely miscellaneous. We have looked into a handful of different programs to accomplish that, and we will have that in the very near future. Telestrator, I believe it's referred to. The 8 on the break is the choice to re-rack and break again, or spot the 8 and try to run him out. Tricky little spot to be in on that left table. I don't think she has any good options here. I'm fairly certain the 7-6 combination doesn't go on the side. I'm also fairly certain she can't see enough of the 2 to cut it in. And yeah, of course, the more you guys share the stream, the more we get more recognition. We can ask for bigger advertisers. We can start spending more money on camera equipment, programs that'll let us do things like draw on the screen. So we do appreciate all the support you guys give us to help us try to grow this great game. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite sayings from it, Ricky, is the white. That's what they call it in snooker. The rules are very similar to BCA. That is correct. Looks like Bad Girl's got a game on the board there. It's a 10-5 win. So they have reduced the lead to only 33 instead of 38. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to see Grant doing that sooner than later. He owes you guys one. I knew you were kidding, Jarrett. I actually looked at that shot, Ron. Flicking off the 1 into the 9 for the combo on the 2. I don't think that was an option. I think it would have overcut. She played a great safety anyway. Yeah, share's not available on Twitch. That's another reason we don't use Twitch. Oh, Ted, you better hope he's not watching right now. Yeah, the interest payment on the dance is an extended dance. Jarrett McRitchie, what's going on, buddy? You guys are listening to Ben Francis on the mic right now. We may have a little Stephanie Toy, a little Grant Zemp coming up later. Stephanie plays a match at 2 o'clock. Grant does not play until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. But I did tell them both to sleep in, chill out. I got this today. I got the whole day off, so you guys will be stuck with me all day. Yeah, barely any snooker players or one pocket players anymore. The game is moving towards these smaller tables, where we get the bigger fields. And yeah, Lord, I actually didn't end up partying at all last night. We went and had a drink or two, and then we went and had a great buffet meal at Planet Hollywood, and I was so full. I ate way too much. Went for a nap for 2 hours, and then I woke up and watched TV for about 2 hours, and then I went back to bed. I knew I had to be up early today, so we'll save the partying for after the win tomorrow night. I've been hitting them great, Ricky. Been hitting them absolutely great this tournament and the last one. I had a great ACS tournament as well. Jarrett wants to know, can I ask at the tournament desk at some point if there are rule books for 2019-20 for sale yet? Yeah, I'll try to ask for you, Jarrett. You can message the VNEA page as well. They could probably give you the answer easier there. While you're at it, you could tell them how much you love our coverage. Hopefully we'll be able to come back next year. I'm not sure about Steven. I haven't heard from him yet today, but I'm sure he is feeling better. And he'll be good to go by tomorrow for the final. Ryan is starting to feel better as well. Just getting back into a routine. Yeah, Ted, I didn't get to meet you, but these guys have told me lots about you. You sound like a great dude. I knew you were just ripping on him. I do it all the time. It's one of my favorite pastimes. 8-ball on the side on the left for a 10-3 win. And 8-ball on the right for a 10-0 win. Well, that's fantastic out there on the right. That's a 10-0 win for Bad Girls when they needed it most. And that's a 10-3 win for Which is Which. So I'll run through a couple quick ads in between racks here, guys. We got Nick's Q Innovation. He does all the work for the vast majority of the Calgary and area players. But you can send in, you can ship him your Q. He can do the repairs and ship it back to you. This guy is the best in the business by far. Puts a lot of care into his work. And his prices are very fair. The work is done in a timely manner. So give him a call, let him know Q Sports Live sent you. We got Jam Up Apparel, How Do You Play? Buy pool players, for pool players. Check them out online, guys, jamupapparel.com. We do have some pretty cool limited edition shirts that are only available until the end of the broadcast on Saturday. So if you haven't got one yet, you're going to want to get it now. All right, so now we are on games 9 and 10, I believe. So I'll write it in as 10 here. Awesome, Jarrett. Really appreciate that. That is so much appreciated. For anyone else out there, if you could message the VNEA page, let them know how much you loved our coverage. That would be greatly appreciated, and will go a long way to having us back here next year. Is the league play the same format as the tournament, Karen? Yes, I believe it is. It is where we play league, at least. I know that for sure. We do play the 25-game format point system. And there you go. Michelle says, if you get kicked off the Facebook, go to the YouTube, guys. The YouTube is seamlessly running there. We're just having some problems with the Facebook. Oh, thank you, Michael, for that. We are looking for a good steak place for after we win. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a picture of that. Del Frisco's. Thank you for the recommendation. Appreciate that. I have ate at Tilted Kilt before. Fantastic food there as well. Andrew wants to know what the hey is VNEA. It stands for Valley National 8-Ball League Association. One of the biggest, if not the biggest leagues in the world. I know APA is probably a little bigger. VNEA is gigantic. They have over 200 tables in here. It's one of the biggest events of the year. What's up, Fasted96, watching on the YouTube chat. Lord Sight says you can download rulebooks now. And Andrew, now you've heard of it. VNEA Pool League, it's a big one. If you live on the West Coast, Andrew, I know they don't really have any leagues out there, but VNEA is one of the biggest leagues in the world. Lord wants to know, did Steven play at all yesterday? He sure did. He played the first match, and Broken ran out the hill to get us the win, so that was very important. Pale Shelter says, one thing about this format, score is hardly ever safe. That's absolutely correct. The score is really never safe. Like you're seeing here, it's a 30-point lead. That's only 3 runouts, and then the match is tied. So, and I really appreciate that, Craig. Very nice comment from Craig Merck there on the YouTube chat. Does Nick do Revo shafts? Michael, Nick will do anything and everything. Trust me, that guy is the man. He currently is in the, I wouldn't say progress of making a carbon fiber shaft, but I think he's contemplating it. Will it ever be available in Michigan? Karen, I'm not sure, but it is fairly easy to start your own league. You can get in contact with VNEA and find out how you can do that. And awesome, Kyle Jones. Appreciate that. Nice comment from Kyle Jones there on the Facebook. Justin Time wants to know what I think about the UBL League. That is a long conversation that I will not get into right now. Let's just say I'm not a huge fan of a league that handicaps ball in hand. I'm not a huge fan of a handicap to begin with, but anyway. The payout, I definitely like the payout. That's what I think about that. I believe we are collaborating with Rod in Winnipeg, Craig. So stay tuned to Rod's feed, and I'm sure he'll be streaming from our platform this year. So Tony, if you usually share our streams, if you could share the link to the YouTube channel on your Facebook, that would be greatly appreciated. That way people who are following you on Facebook know where to look if they keep getting kicked off of the Facebook. Oh, there you go, Brent. Nick said Brent gets to play with the carbon fiber shaft he's building, so he is currently building one right now. Awesome. Thanks, JB. Appreciate that. Anyone out there listening, give a shout out. Definitely go to the VNEA Facebook page, send them a message, let them know how much you loved our coverage. And hopefully we'll be back next year, giving you guys some more coverage of the VNEA. Next year it'll be the 40th annual. That'll be a big one. Looks like they got a ref to watch the hit on the left. She made a great shot. She got a little unlucky. She doesn't have a great pot here. She can see enough of the 2, I believe, to play it in the corner, but the cue ball goes straight towards the 8. Do we have a schedule of the events your team will be covering in 2019 and beyond? Ricky Dansberg would like to know on Facebook. You can go to the qsportslive.com website. We have a tournament calendar on there that we constantly update. And that'll show all the local tournaments coming and going, and it'll show where we're streaming. Give you all kinds of good info there. But if you are curious where we will be in the next handful of weeks or so, you guys can always message us at Q Sports Live Facebook, or you can email us at qsportslive@gmail.com, and we would be happy to respond, let you guys know where we'll be at. Thank you for sharing, Lord, and thank you for all the nice comments there on the YouTube. Appreciate it, you guys. And And yeah, absolutely, Jeff. We try to get a handful of guest commentators in here so you don't have to listen to my monotone voice all the time putting you to sleep. We'll try to get a couple today. I'll talk a few guys into sitting in with me. Looking at one right now, I got Carlos Barbosa sweating some matches. Maybe I'll get Carlos to sit in a little later. Carlos is very, very good at the commentary. He likes to talk lots. His knowledge of the game is second to none. Ricky, it is on our website, qsportslive.com. We have a tournament calendar on there, but if you want to know where we will be, you can always message us, and we would be happy to answer. Jared, I did not play at Forebears this year. I took that weekend off. I do have a ban button for the trolls that we've been getting on YouTube. Yeah, just grunt a yes now and then. Carlos likes to talk. Everybody loves Carlos. Easy guy to like. And awesome. You guys are the best fans. We're nothing without you guys anyway. Awesome, Ted Richards. Appreciate that. Who is shooting on the left table for the Witches? Michelle, unfortunately, I don't know the names of all these players. I know the names, but I don't know which witch is which. Like how I did that? I really only know Jessica. And now I know Sherry, who is on this right-hand table. Somebody mentioned this is Sherry, so I do know that's Sherry. And I know Jessica Frederis. She's the owner of One of a Kind Billiard Supply. I've seen her at lots of different events. The Troll Banhammer. I do have that capability, Ricky. We like to keep it clean here, guys. Just keep everything positive. We're just out here trying to have fun, watch a little pool. So hopefully we don't get any more trolls on here. And thank you. Not true. We wouldn't be able to watch if it wasn't for you, says Justin Time on the YouTube channel. We appreciate it, you guys. Yeah, I heard there were a couple last night. Well, thankfully, we don't have any yet today, so far, so good, guys. And there you go, James Barnes. Thank you for posting the link to our website there. Tournament calendars fairly regularly updated there, so you should be able to see where we'll be at. But Ricky, you can definitely feel free to message our page and we can give you all the info of the next tournaments we'll be at. I'm pretty sure the next one will be June 20th. The weekend of June 20th or around there will be in Sacramento at Hard Times Billiards for the NAPT Division 1 tour stop. So 8-ball in this bottom left pocket on the left table looks like that's Carla Dowding on the left there. Thank you guys for the info. And I do apologize that I'm not up to date on all these player names, but I will get better as the tournament goes on. I'll start to remember the names. I'm usually really good with remembering names, so we'll see how it goes. That's a 10-3 win there. I believe we are on games 10 and 11 now, so hopefully I got that right, and hopefully I got the score right. Awesome, Ted Richards. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, all the nice comments and all the great things you guys say. It really makes it all worthwhile. The feedback is very important to keep us coming out and doing this. We spend a lot of time away from home and away from our families, so all the reward I require is just a few nice words here and there. It goes such a long way. I won't ask him to remember, Lord, don't you worry. Oh, Ron. Story of my life. Story of my life. It's tricky bridging over a ball. I know as good as anyone. Practice really is the only thing that's going to make you better at it. Got to get that bridge up nice and high. One of the best piece of advice I could give for bridging over a ball is to keep your head very still. When you're jacked up over a ball, your body naturally wants to jump and lift your head. So if you can sort of talk yourself into staying down, staying still, that's very important. Helped me a lot. And we got Jacoby Custom Cues, guys. Check them out. If you're interested in purchasing a Jacoby black carbon fiber shaft, we can order you one of those. They'll ship it right to your door. And let me tell you, I'm super excited to put in some time with that and see what it'll do to my game. Kevin Coleman, you bring up a great point there, sir, on the YouTube chat. Maybe a few adult beverages wouldn't hurt as a reward either from time to time. I do enjoy the odd adult beverage. Lord Scythe says his should be in Calgary. I hope it is. I hope it is. I'm sure it is. Absolutely, Ricky. Send us a message. We will get back to you right away. We'll let you know what the good tournaments are that you can come check out, when the nice time of year is to come, and what you need to see or don't need to see. We'll give you all the info. We'll show you the town, too. I mean, we're friendly guys. We really enjoy meeting new people, getting the word out a little more about what we're doing. So by all means, shoot us a message. We'll get you on up to Canada. Watch a little Canadian pool. Yeah, just a few though. Still got to understand what I'm saying, so we won't get too many adult beverages in me. Lord said, ordered it end of March. Absolutely, Lord Scythe. It should be there. They are saying 6 to 8 weeks for those, and that is a lowball figure because they have sold so many of them in such a short amount of time that they're having trouble spitting them all out. So, but they will make it there. Isn't it over? Up by 40. 4 games left with 9 games won. There's actually 6 games left. We're currently watching game 11 and 12 of 16. But you are correct in the case where it could be over after one of these games or both of these games. So it's coming to an end. Almost over with ball count. Correct. Especially with one of the players from Which is Which at the table on the left. There you go. Come check it out. Grab the black and shoot in a Calgary tournament. There's lots of great Calgary tournaments all the time. Feel free to send me a message and I will point you in the right direction of what tournament you should be at. There's always lots of great tournaments at Leather Pocket. That's personally my favorite pool room. There are a handful of great tournaments at another pool room called the Hidden Spot, which is owned by Joanne Ashton and Dave Martin. And I believe we will have the final of the Ladies Masters on here. I think it's scheduled for tomorrow night or late afternoon. And that will include Miss Joanne Ashton, who is the owner of the Hidden Spot in Calgary, Alberta. Oh, absolutely. PM Neil TX says, my buddy stepped on his cue and broke the butt near the joint. Is that something that's possible for Nick's Cue Innovation to repair? 100%, my friend. Give him a call, send him a message on Facebook, tell him Q Sports Live sent you first and foremost. Let him know about the repair that needs to be done. You can ship it to him. He will ship it back if you're not in the area. And I've seen him repair a handful of broken cues and blew me away that he managed to put some of these back together. And they all hit better than they did before, according to the owner of those cues. There you go. Kevin Coleman just bought my T3 and my first Jacoby cue. Love them both. Now he just needs the black. That's all that's left, Kevin. Oh, that and a JB case. You're going to need a JB to make sure your cues get protected. Blake Holmes just signing in. Did I miss the A-side final match in the Masters 8 ball? You did, Blake. That was played at 1 p.m. yesterday afternoon. Barry's team took it home. One more for the three-peat. Final will be played around 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Somebody will have to beat us twice or 3 times, depending who makes it back to us. Do our pool halls have coat hooks? Yes, they do. They do. Ted, the reason we got 2 tables and Mike got 6 is because we have a camera that can actually cover all 8. So we only set up these 2 main, and we have our PTZ, which can pan, tilt, and zoom all the way across to the other side of the room. And we can actually cover any one of these 8 tables, so we let them go ahead, set up on 1 through 6. We set up on 7, 8, and we pan over there when we don't have a match on 7, 8. Is she trying to kick this 8 ball in on the right? Looks like she is. Look at this shot. Look at this shot. What a great shot. That's one of the best shots we've seen on the stream so far this week. Fantastic shot. And that's a 10-1 and a really big time in the match when they needed it most. So a really fantastic shot from one of the Bad Girls teammates there. She made a barn burner of a kick. Natty, nice game. There you go. Natty Abe says, please say this. Natty, nice game. There you go. And we appreciate that, Kevin. If any of you guys do purchase things from our advertisers or sponsors, it goes a long way if you can tell them that Q Sports Live did send you. I said it. Natty, Abe, welcome. And Lord Scythe, you bring up a good point there. I mean, we're all about growing the game, so we will mention his stream, try to help him grow as well. Maybe next year we'll do a little extra. Maybe we'll cover a little of the outside room as well. Give you guys a little bit of a floating stream. Appreciate that, Andy Carpenter. I do what I can. I mean, it's a little early in the day still, so you won't hear me doing constant play-by-play, but I do what I can. JB wants to know, what's my opinion on poison cues? I think poison makes good cues. Old Head on Me on the YouTube chat wants to know, do the men play on a larger table? We do not. This entire tournament is played on these 3.5 by 7 Valley tables. Get a camera guy with a helmet cam. There you go. And wireless. We'll try. And trust me, it's a lot easier and cheaper to set up 200 bar boxes over 9-footers. So it looks like this match is very nearly over. I believe we're on games 12 and 13 now. Which is which has a 31-point lead with 4 games to play. Possibly 5 games to play, actually, if you're including the game on the left. So it's not out of reach yet. But they do have 6 balls on that left-hand table. That'll go a long way. Really, all they need is 5 or 6 balls in the next couple games to seal this. Blake, you did happen to miss the comment on the Men's Masters Final. Blake Holmes, there is a sweet little app called CompuSport where you can find all of the brackets. But yes, Blake, the Men's Masters Final was played at 1 p.m. yesterday. It was won by none other than Barry's team. And we will play the final tomorrow around 3 o'clock. Don't miss it, guys. Set your alarm. 3 o'clock tomorrow, Men's Masters Final. We'll also have the Ladies Masters Final, and we'll have the Men's Intermediate Final. I believe will be on Saturday. And so there you go. Brent brings up a great point there for all you people out there reading that comment on Facebook. Brent says he's been running the stream simultaneously on Chrome, Edge, and Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer has yet to hang/crash, where Edge and Chrome keep dropping the feed at pretty much the same time. So if you guys are having problems with the Facebook feed, 1, try using your Internet Explorer. If that does not work, head on over to our YouTube channel where it is seamlessly running there. And yes, we won't get me with the helmet cam on, Lord. I'm not tall enough to see much. We'll get maybe Grant with the head cam on. The final is at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And thank you, Blake. We're working on the 3 years undefeated. Okay, so Kevin, if there's nothing there, shoot us a message to the Q Sports Live Facebook page or send us an email to qsportslive@gmail.com. And we will try to send you some info on where our next tournaments will be. And I will look into our web page manager to find out why the calendar is not being updated. And once again, Natty Abe, maybe you don't have your sound on, and that's why you didn't hear me say a few times. I did say your name a couple times at your request as well. 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say if she makes this 8 on the left, this match is over. I think it's very close to being over. She's going to try to play this 8 in the bottom right. She's over. She has not overcut it. I thought at first glance she'd overcut that. So that's a 10-7 win. And that is going to do it, guys. So congrats to Which is Which, moving on. Also, congratulations to Bad Girls for coming out, fighting hard. Always good to see, showing some heart, never giving up. They will be eligible to play in the Resurrection Division. There is second chance tournaments at these events, so they give everyone lots of value for their money. They get to play multiple matches. They will be eligible for that second chance division. And so I will pan you guys out here a little on our PTZ. Give you guys a view of the room here. So we have 8 tables here in this finals dome. We have some bleachers set up there. And we have a few matches going on down here. Getting ready to start, just warming up. I believe the next matches are scheduled actually for 2 p.m. This match finished fairly quick. So I'm going to take a quick look here and find out when our next match will be. In the meantime, I will flash up 1 or 2 more of our advertisers here, run a quick commercial, and then I will shut it down and restart it for the next batch of matches coming up. We got JB cases, we got the Thumper Jump Break Cue. We do have the CSL Viewer Advantage pack going on now as well. If you guys are interested in that, that will be drawn Saturday. I don't currently have a poster made for it yet, but I will get one put up right away. There is a way you can support the VNEA Juniors program for $20 US per ticket. They will draw, and somebody will win that sweet pool table that you're looking at there. If you're interested in sending in for that, you can send it to qsportslive@gmail.com, or you can message the page. If you're outside Canada, we'll let you know how to send in that way. We'll send you a confirmation of your ticket. We'll send the money into VNEA. Somebody will win a pool table. And let me tell you, this is a pretty nice little table we got here. Very nice looking table, styling. I'll give you guys a quick view of all the hardware that these players are fighting for. What we refer to as the Charlies, the coveted Charlies. Very tough to get. That's what everyone out here is fighting for this week. So I'm going to run you guys a quick Jacoby commercial. And in the meantime, I will look to see when the next match is scheduled for. I believe it's scheduled for 2 p.m., which is in about 1 hour from now. So I hope you guys enjoy the commercial. If you haven't already, go to the YouTube channel, click the subscribe button. That way you get notified every time we go live. Most of you have already clicked the like button on the Facebook. If you haven't, would be greatly appreciated if you could do that as well. And with that, I will leave you guys with the commercial, and then I will shut it down and restart it for the next batch of matches. So thank you everyone for tuning in, putting up with my voice for the last hour or so. We will be back in about an hour's time. Take care, everyone.